Hi, I'm Seamless, and this is the 8th 75K tutorial. This one was a Mefjus song. Mefjus. I'm assuming that's pronounced Mefjus. And I actually don't remember what song it was, but it doesn't really matter because it was a Mefjus pluck. That's really kind of in all of the songs. I'm not saying they're all the same, but there's differences, but this is sort of like a general version of that. I'm kind of in a plucky mood, as you might be able to tell, and much like the last 75K tutorials, this begins pretty much with the same idea of a pitchfall, and then also with the envelope granularity coming all the way down to ensure that it's exactly as harsh as it needs to be. This weird position that it's in right now is a result of me trying to go really far, because the farther and faster it falls, the harder it is. But I felt too much, so I brought it down a bit to kind of, and now it's just down there. This is octaves, I'm pretty sure, which means that it's still the right note, but it's just low, and don't worry about it. The pluck shape is almost flat, but it's not completely flat, which means that the higher harmonics are going away faster than the lower harmonics, but they're still flat enough that you can kind of treat it like an overall volume, like envelope controller. Now, you hear that kind of like papery warble that's going on in there. That's the result of this ridiculously high unison, and also the result of this rather deep chorus. And a chorus is like the thing that makes it be this far is sort of the pitch step, but also the pitch speed, how fast it moves around at pitch. That causes that kind of warbly metallicness happening. Kind of like in all those cartoons where you see people simulating thunder by waving around sheets of metal. That's kind of what this is. That's what that sounds like. And that's kind of how you would do this. In the unison, I am controlling it a little bit so that the middle and the lowers, like the lowest of the low, are kind of still staying there, and that's so that we have an actual like feeling of the note. Because if it was all the way on, it'd be a bit ridiculous because the pitch is just so high. But the mids and the higher, sort of actual mids and the lowest of mids are still pretty on out there, because that's where that warble comes from, and the higher harmonics are just sitting there doing their deal. The randomness is high, and then I believe we're on full blur. Yep, so that means the phase randomness is intense. That's gonna make every note sound different. Like not like it wouldn't anyway, because we are using the chorus, and the chorus is not retriggered. Does not retrigger, so that means it's gonna sound different every time. Big old compression. Probably could have used distortion, honestly, but for real, this burning distortion has a little bit of saturation involved in it, so it's going to be a bit crunchy. I believe I'm also using, I guess not. Yes, no, I am using a filter. Yeah, it's over here. I'm using a filter pluck. If you want to mess around with modulation, you can do that, or you can change the curve. It's all kinds of good stuff. Mess around with the phase to give it more, not sharpness. I say not sharpness in the sense of like the actual note harmonic content. The sharpness is entirely from the pitch fall. That's just where that's from. It's always going to be the case. The pitch thickness is also coming down, but honestly, this doesn't do anything. I tried to make it do something at one point, but it did not, and then I didn't change it. Global EQ just to shape the sound a little bit, and local EQ similarly just to kind of shape it. And either of those could have been done, and probably one or the other, but I got sidetracked into them both. It's not really much else to that. The key aspects of this are that it's kind of like a supersaw pluck in the low levels, just really harsh, and that harshness is more easily created with pitch fall idea. It sounds sharp, and it sounds like it has particular qualities to it, but if this were mixed in something, it would probably work out a little better. Yeah, so that's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. This patch will be available to download in the description of this video, along with the link to the Reddit thread where you shall go if you want to make a request. Requests made anywhere else will be ignored. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as usual, have a nice day.